CBS Mornings, I'm Gayle King.
I'm Tony Dokoupil. And I'm Nate Burleson.
Nate Burleson joins CBS Mornings next week alongside Gayle King and Tony Dokoupil. And today I'm so excited to learn more about his journey to get here. It's great to see you, Nate.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
And you're no stranger to the network. We've been watching you on the NFL Today for years. We've watched you on Good Morning Football. You filled in on CBS This Morning earlier this year. And before all that, you had 11 very successful years in the NFL as a wide receiver. What pushed you to this point in your career?
Well, when I was playing, I always was involved in media, whether it was a radio show or a TV show with the team or just on a local level. And then I went to the broadcast boot camp a little past the midway point of my career. And it was an eye-opener for me. You know, I left that boot camp with pats on the back and individuals in the business saying that I had an opportunity to do this when I got done playing. But I didn't really hear that, though. I walked away realizing how much I didn't know about the art of being on TV. Sure, I was somewhat articulate. I can hit you with a cliche every once in a while, throw a smile your way, make you laugh.
Yeah, I mean, take that leopard jacket off because it's not going to get you any faster.
Because I'm an animal.
And tell a good story. But there was so much more to the art and the craft of being a media personality. So at that point, that's when my goals kind of shifted from having this wide range of things that I wanted to do after opening a restaurant and starting clothing lines, starting an investment firm for athletes. I didn't know exactly where I wanted to go. I knew that using my voice was going to be a big part of my second chapter. And after that boot camp, that's when I realized TV would be the next thing I do after I retired.
And Nate, how has that transition been from playing to breaking down the plays to now co-hosting CBS Mornings?
It's been great. And it's been a long journey. I retired in 2014. So a lot of people might see me as a sports personality, but I strategically took certain jobs over the course of the last 6 or 7 years to help work on certain things that I need to get better at. You know, it was easy for me to break down the game. You know, you show me some highlights, I can break it down like used furniture. But when it comes to being a host, that's a completely different skill set, as you know. So I was able to sharpen those tools on Good Morning Football. You know, I spent 5 years on a morning show, not as an analyst, not breaking down plays or highlights, but hosting. And it gave me the ability to not just be a host, but also produce and write and really sharpen those skill sets. So this is a blessing that I'm here sitting in this seat working on CBS Mornings because, you know, this is prime real estate in this business. But what I do know is I have worked up to this point to earn this spot. So I'm excited to show people maybe different layers of Nate Burleson they're not familiar with once the show actually kicks off.
Well, and you're bringing just a wide range of experiences, interests, passions to your new role. What are you most excited about before you start? It's
the storytelling. You know, the one thing that I know I do very well is tell a story. And whether it's my life, somebody else's, or something that is, you know, completely relevant to what we're dealing with nowadays. And you look at the world that we're living in, everything from finance, stocks and bonds, cryptocurrency, young millionaires and billionaires under the age of 40. I want to tell those stories. The culture, you know, as it pertains to food and even race in this country. And living in New York, those two things are almost synonymous. You know, they're woven in the fabric of what New York is, food, culture, and race. They're really what makes this world go round. And we're sitting in the heart of it. We're in a Times Square, which is the crossroads of the world. So being able to walk outside our studios and really throw a rock at anything and tell that story to the viewer, that's what I'm excited about.
I know we're all excited to see the new studio at the new location in Times Square. And I want to ask you, I know you've had some time to get acquainted with your new co-host. What's the chemistry been like between you guys, and have they provided any advice or words of encouragement?
Gayle has been incredible. Everything that you have heard, that you have seen about Gayle, I mean, you know, she is that and some, extremely intelligent, passionate. She puts the work in. she cares so much about this job.
This is our new home in the heart of New York City.
And the journalistic approach in which we take. And Tony, he is the same way. And we vibed right out the gate. We graduated the same year in high school. So a lot of the world that we see, we look at it through the same eyes. And when I walked in, the first thing they said was, we're excited to have you. And we look forward to working with you. And they're somewhat familiar with me working in the morning space, but I don't think they're familiar with me as an investor, a businessman, a family man, father, husband, a coach. So all of these different layers that I'm going to present and add on to this championship caliber squad, it's going to be a fun year.
And one last question, Nate, for you. It is a really exciting time at Viacom CBS with the company taking its sports reach beyond just your traditional outlets. Last year, the company broadcast the first ever wildcard matchup on Nickelodeon, something that you were a part of. So are there any other roles that we can look forward to seeing you in while also co-hosting CBS Mornings?
Well, I can't say too much, but you might see me on Nickelodeon doing something underneath the Nick umbrella. But that's another one of the benefits being part of the CBS family. The CBS Mornings show, not just during the week, but of course through the weekend, it's the best show there is because we wake up and we give people exactly what they need. We will be informative. We will be entertaining, of course, uplifting, and then we will tell the stories that we think are relevant to their lives. And that's going to continue through the weekend. But like you said, that Viacom umbrella, the reach is so long that I will be able to show a little bit of my versatility. So yeah, you can look forward to seeing me on CBS, NFL Network, and maybe even Nickelodeon.
Well, we've known this for a long time. Your energy and smile, they're infectious, and we just can't wait to wake up with you on CBS Mornings starting September 7th. Nate, thank you so much for spending some time with me today.
Appreciate it, Katie. Thank you.
I'm Katie Johnston for CBS Local News.